is actually very big, but I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about this, but this is huge. So we all know that my most anticipated film or TV series, I should say, the last 4 or 5 years, like it's been my number one most anticipated thing coming to television since they first announced this years and years and years and years ago, which is the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power series. I cannot wait for this damn thing to start. But then again, I couldn't wait for Boba Fett to start. So let's see how that all turns out. But still, it is my most anticipated show. A lot of buzz going on about it. A lot of people talking about it. But what some people do realize is that in Amazon acquiring the rights to do Lord of the Rings, they really only required partial fragmented rights that will allow them to do certain things. And hence we have the show the way it's going to be. The bulk of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit's rights have maintained with their main company, which is, I believe, the Saul.
Saul Zaentz is the guy who he's the motion picture producer who bought the rights to Lord of the Rings from the first. He made the animated film.
So his Middle Earth Enterprises is still like the owner of the majority of those core kind of rights, right? Not anymore. A report has come out that a video game company, I believe a Swiss or Swedish video game company, a Swedish video game company called the Embracer Group, has purchased all the IP rights to Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and all that kind of stuff for $750 million. $750 million. Now, the first question I saw a lot of people ask is, well, how does this affect the upcoming show? It doesn't affect it at all. Although this new company will have financial interests in it, it doesn't actually affect the new show at all. So that's a separate thing. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little bit nervous. About a video game company owning the rights to this IP. Now, I'm not saying this. I'm not running around saying the sky is falling. They're going to do I saw one commenter online say, what are they going to do now? Merry and Pip living in Hobbiton in an Odd Couple kind of comedy series or whatever? Well, but I don't know. What do you think?
Well, did they get the rights to make video games, or did they acquire the rights to do all kinds of entertainment?
They own it. They bought it. The rights to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and that's up. It now all belongs to them. It no longer belongs to Middle Earth Enterprises. They sold
and it's
all
a
the
video
rights.
game company?
But I mean,
a video game company.
I mean, but the thing is, here's the thing, but they didn't buy the rights from the Tolkien estate. So they don't own the underlying.
Here's what's written in Deadline, because these are all great questions you're raising, right? Here's what's written in Deadline. Swedish video game company Embracer Group has acquired, let me just bring this up a little more, has acquired Middle Earth Enterprises, a division of the Saul Zaentz company, which owns the intellectual property catalog and worldwide rights to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Hobbit, by J.R.R. Tolkien. The financial terms of the acquisition were not disclosed, but it later got revealed that it was around the $750 million mark. But the deal means Embracer Group will pick up the motion picture, video game, board game, merchandising, theme parks, and stage production rights relating to the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit franchises, as well as matching rights in other Middle-earth related literary works authored by the Tolkien estate and HarperCollins, which have yet to be explored. So
wow, so they also own the Silmarillion. They own the rights that Amazon didn't get.
Yes.
So they literally own all the rights to produce anything. So I would imagine the Tolkien estate still has the underlying rights to the literature, but they have the rights to make anything they want in any entertainment medium.
Here's how you can illustrate it. So Rob, let's say,
wow,
you wrote Pickle My Foot, all right? And
that's being disputed.
Yeah.
It's being disputed. So Rob wrote the literary masterpiece, 24-volume masterpiece of the Pickle My Foot epic adventures, right? Okay, so that also belongs to you, but you have sold to me the movie rights, TV rights, board game rights, theme park rights. So like the books and all that is still yours.
Yeah.
But the only person in the world who has the rights to do anything with it
is you.
Is this guy.
Yeah, no,
right? that's what this is. This is huge.
That's unbelievable. Because I mean they even said stage rights.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that
parks.
The Lord of the Rings musical will be coming down the pike soon.
Oh my God.
Theme parks.
Oh no, it's a Balrog.
A sandbox video game. I mean, they're going to do. That's fascinating to me. I mean, that's amazing that they literally bought the rights to everything.
Some people in the chat are pointing out that they're not specifically maybe a video game company. They just been buying a bunch of video game companies lately.
Oh,
well, like I said, Deadline refers to them as a Swedish video game company, the Embracer Group, but they have subsidiary companies that also do other things.
But I will go back and say, some of those old Lord of the Rings games that were on PS2, like the Two Towers that followed the movies, I remember me and Ann playing them. One of the games, they actually had you play that part where you're in that tomb where all of them are in, and I think that it was
Balin's
like either
tomb.
2 players, 3 players, and we played that
in the Mines
thing.
of Moria.
Where we had to you had to hold the
door, and the cave troll comes
and
in.
that whole thing actually plays out in the game where all the trolls start running in. I was playing Legolas, and she would always play Gimli, I think, and that game was fire, man. I love it. Even if it followed like a straight a linear path, like you couldn't break off.
right.
I love those games. So if they are going to do a video game, I would love it because I think we need a new Lord of the Rings game. It's based on the movies, not Shadow of Mordor.
There's been a huge couple of games, and everybody in the live chat, chime in here. What was the name of this? Lord of the Rings something Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor. That's
two
what
of
it
them.
was, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That game was huge with
It was
a lot
good
of
too.
people. So there's the games, but I've read some commenters saying like, okay, so now that they got the rights to this, so they're going to start running out and doing Gandalf prequels and Strider prequels and the adventures of Mary. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
it could be good. It could be bad. I'm not sure how to feel about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think what the fandom wants and is a fealty to Tolkien's work. As long as it's
a segment of fandom.
Well, yeah. But I think that's something that is look, these people have the rights to do whatever they want.
Yeah,
They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. But I think that
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Well, no, and I think that's but if you're a fan of something, you want, obviously, one of the things I love adaptation. Like, I think the Sandman adaptation is phenomenal. I've gone back into and I've been reading the comics because the first season of Sandman's the first 16 issues of the comic. It's amazing what they've been able to do. And some people complain like, well, Rob, John Constantine isn't in the show. And I'm like, well, look, I get the idea that they're disassociating themselves from their direct connection to DC, which is smart. But they've added, Joanna Constantine that was created for the series. They've just added her like in multiple, maybe she's immortal. I don't have a problem with that. That's what adaptation is. But when you go back and you look at how close it actually is to the comics, even the dialogue, to the point where it's not like, I was amazed. So Lord of the Rings, I think what people want is that kind of authenticity. I don't think anybody would want to see like a sitcom with Gandalf and the Astari hanging out in a Hobbit hole.
But it's hard to say though, right? Because like, I would go so far as to say, we were talking about that one interview that Jackson did once, where it's like probably 80% of the audience who went to go see his movies had never read the books.
Right. That's right.
Right. So anyway, Ray,
I was gonna say one more thing. This company, if any of them are like watching for some reason, if you release a game, don't release one of those games where you control groups of like people. I have never got into those games. You're
like
into
the Final Fantasy kind of games?
Like StarCraft,
like
where you
real-time
control,
strategy games?
Yeah.
Those are my favorite kind of games.
Oh my God, why do you release those games?
I definitely want a Warcraft kind of Lord of the Rings game. I definitely want one of those.
As soon as they announce that, you don't exist to me no more.
Anyway, guys, we spent a lot of time on this, but the question is for you. What do you think about this? A Swedish video game company now owns Lord of the Rings. What are they going to do with it? I don't know. Hey, listen, maybe this could be terrible, horrible news, but maybe it could turn and be something really
Maybe they'll
great.
buy Star Trek next.
Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this episode, Upside. Guys, from cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us all where it hurts, and it really hurts. And that's why I started using Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anybody who buys groceries, gas, or dines out. With every purchase, you are earning cash back thanks to Upside. And guys, believe me, I know. You hear about apps like this, and it turns out you have 40 or 50 hoops you have to jump through, but believe me, Upside is super easy to use. I know it sounds too good to be true, but it's not. I've used it and it works. Upside is a no-brainer. To get started, download the free Upside app. Use my promo code Campea Show and get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. Next, claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside, check in at the business, pay as usual with a credit card or debit card, and get paid. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. So guys, download the free Upside app and use the promo code Campea Show to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more using the promo code Campea Show.